the backup center. The monthly usage fee fully reimburses the community club for all of the costs associated with the backup center space. The agreement will generate fee revenue for the community club from what currently is spare space. It provides our police department and fire departments with a readily available backup communications capability in the event of a major emergency event, and it continues to build on the cooperative relationship between the community club and Cumberland County. The Cumberland County Emergency 911 District has approved and executed the backup site agreement and has forwarded to the Community Club Board of Directors to be considered for approval and execution this morning. The Community Club Board believes that this agreement with Cumberland County Emergency 911 District is mutually beneficial to both parties and is in the best interests of our members. And with that, I will ask if there are any member comments regarding this agreement. Are there any comments from the board members regarding the agreement? We did publish the agreement along with a magnified article earlier this month, and we have received virtually no comments from the membership to that article. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agreement and execute the agreement.
I so make that motion.
Okay, is there a second?
I was.
Okay, is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is passed, and we will execute the Emergency 911 District Backup Site Agreement. The next item on the agenda is a request to install a dock at 126 Brambleton Drive. The board has reviewed that request, and at this point, I'll entertain a motion to approve that request.
I move to approve the request for the construction of the dock.
I would second that.
Okay, thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The dock for 126 Brambleton Drive is approved. We have a number of purchase requisitions this morning to consider. These were briefed yesterday in the workshop. The first item is the upgrade of IT equipment in the amount of $25,000.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion for the PR for the IT equipment upgrade in the amount of $25,000 is approved. The next item on the agenda is the Hawes Circle sewer extension in the amount of $4,500. Bruce, did you want to?
Good morning. I'm presenting a PR for $4,500 for design and permitting of Hawes Circle. We previously had designed and permitted a small section of Hawes Circle from Westchester to Dalefield Loop, and we've had such interest from realtors and contractors for those lots along Hawes Circle that we're now going to design and permit a sewer extension the entire length of Hawes Circle. Once again, this is a PR for engineering and design only. And to clarify, we've got a 10-year master plan being performed right now, but it's simply that, it's a plan. So the plan will show sewer on Hawes Circle, future sewer on Hawes Circle, but in order to have TDEC approve it, it needs to be in more detail and stamped by a professional engineer. So this is for design and permitting of the entire Hawes Circle for $4,500.
Okay, and we discussed that yesterday in the open workshop session. So I'll entertain a motion to go ahead and approve the $4,500 for the engineering of the Haas Circle sewer extension.
I so move.
I'll second that.
Okay, thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The
I would
sewer-
like to abstain my vote at this time, please.
Okay. Okay. The extension is approved. The next item
Thank you.
on the agenda is the Heatherhurst Clubhouse, and this is the preliminary plans for the snack bar in the amount of $8,000. Bob? Bruce?
Okay. What we're going to do is we have a one-line drawing of the proposed revisions to the Heatherhurst Snack Bar. And in order to get a better construction cost, we need to get construction drawings done. And so we're going to ask to approve $8,000. $6,000 of that will get us the construction drawings, preliminary construction drawings for the present proposal. Then we're going to take a look at what that costs, and then we're going to go and look and see what alternatives we might want to consider. And the additional $2,000 in this PR is for a second set of drawings should we decide on a different approach to the renovations of Heatherhurst. So that's what makes up the $8,000.
Okay. May I have a motion to approve the $8,000 purchase requisition?
I move to approve the $8,000 for the planning of Heatherhurst Snack Bar.
Thanks, Greg. Is there a second to that?
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. The final item on the purchase requisitions is the Robin Hood Park renovations in the amount of $25,400.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Okay. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to point out that between last board meeting and this board meeting, we went out and received quotes on putting on the metal roofs at Robin Hood Park. And out of those quotes, the low bidder, which saves us $6,000, had to get that done by the end of April because of personal issues where he is out of town for 2 months, and we'd like to get the park open by Memorial Day. And so I did an unusual step, which was I sent that PR to the FAC, the Financial Advisory Committee, to look at, and they recommended we approve it. I sent it to the board via email, and they approve it. So today, what we're doing is just reaffirming that approval. And again, I only did that based on the fact that we could save $6,000 because the contractor needed to get materials ordered sooner than this board meeting so that he could finish it here by next week. So you should see new metal roofs on Robin Hood Park by the end of next week. So that's the reason for doing this a little unorthodox, but that we approved it. That way we're going to officially approve it today.
I just have a simple question.
Sure.
How much did you say, Ken, that was for?
This is for 25,400. 25,400.
Our paper says 25,240.
Okay, 25,240. Do I have a motion to go ahead and approve that?
I made that motion.
Okay, is there a second?
I second it.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is approved. This morning we have with us, for the first time, our new fire chief, Tim Malone, and he's going to make a few comments. Tim, welcome.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. First of all, I was advised that there was discussion yesterday about Chief Williams' house fire. Gary Fitch does not speak on behalf of the Fairfield Glade Fire Department. As far as the Fairfield Glade Fire Department is concerned, the fire was an accident, there was no investigation, and that is the end of the story. We did what we were trained to do. We went there, we attacked the fire, put it out. We did everything we could. Actually, a bunch of us met with Mike last Wednesday. We passed the boot around and took a collection because our brothers in blue are important to us because we all work together. Other than that, we have been training. We train monthly. We've been training in a vacant house out on Peavine Road. A contractor that works here in the Glade offered us use of. So we've been keeping up with our skills. And other than that, we're continuing the training, and we're looking into having a fish fry, which hopefully, everything is moving along right now, will be Memorial Day weekend to replace one of our pancake breakfasts. Any questions? Yes, sir.
Yeah, Chief. Is the meeting next Wednesday here, the fire department meeting?
No, yes, it is. I'm sorry. It is.
What time is it?
1 o'clock to 2 o'clock.
And it's here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please thank all the firemen for their volunteer service.
Excuse me?
Please thank all the firemen.
I will. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yes, sir.
So there's no investigation, is that standard?
We called for one out of courtesy for Chief Williams' title, and because his girlfriend was injured in the fire, and the sheriff and Mike talked, and under the circumstances, nothing was out of the ordinary, it was all accidental, so no investigation was pursued. And that's where it stands with us. We only did that, we only call for an investigation to certain instances, and because of his title and because of the injury, we did call for one, but the county sheriff and him talked. There was nothing out of the ordinary to be worried about, so no investigation was made. Anything else? Yes?
I think there's not standard procedure, that was special police commission.
No, it is standard procedure. If there is an injury, we do call for an investigation, just because of the injury, just to make sure nothing was wrong. Plus, the fact that he was the police chief, we wanted to make sure that, just in case it wasn't because we thought something was wrong, we just did it out of courtesy for him. And when the sheriff and him talked, that was it. It was dropped. The investigation was never pursued. Anything else? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
At this time, we'll recognize Mr. Pat Crouet to give an update on FGRS.
Morning, thank you, board. Morning, Mayor. Good to see you again. I almost froze my buttock coming over here this one. My God, this weather's crazy, isn't it? FGRS is up and running. Next week, we're planning a 2-day session with Bill Booth on a fast-track 5-year strategic plan. The Glade is growing by leaps and bounds, there's no doubt about it. A lot of new people are moving in, but at the same time, there is another pattern, and that is that we in the Glade are aging. So FGRS will be a necessary organization to help support this community. We're asking everybody, if you do have the time to come down to our office to possibly volunteer. We could always use drivers, with the exception, by the way, of our home-delivered meals. Until Good Sam's is up and running again, we're going to have to keep it suspended. But all our other programs are operating, not at full bore, obviously, but we always do need drivers, especially for our Way to Go program. Whoops, yeah, right here. If you haven't picked up your phone book, here it is, the 2021 edition. There's tons of them down at FGRS. Come on in and we'll be glad to give you one. I just wanted to point out to everybody that if your name and address isn't in there, you have to renew it every 3 years, I believe. You send a little quick blurb to John Weaver, it's right in the book, to update your address, because a lot of people move, change phone numbers. And for new residents, obviously they will not be in it this year, but they can get it in next year. Now, in closing, I would like to give a little safety tip to our residents. One for the road means going to the bathroom before you leave the house. Remember that. Yes, Jeannie?
I have 3 questions for you. Yeah, the first one is, just I want to add to your phone book, if you want to make the change, when you pick up a phone book, you can notify FGRS at that time, and they'll
Yes.
check to see if your number's in the phone book rather than having to make that contact. So
That's correct.
Simplify that for you.
And you're only permitted 1 phone number, so.
And then I want to ask you, is Samaritan providing your food again, or are you still?
Well, the plan is that they will be supplying it, but in my...
Not yet.
In my, conferences with Brandon Newman, he has to go by corporate, and corporate right at the moment we're still in, we have no open dining room up there. Everybody has to pick up their food, and so and until that is back in operation, we're going to have to live with it. And hopefully, sooner or later, I firmly believe things are going to get better, and they're optimistic about it, but until corporate releases, and we can't do anything about it.
Tell us about your new director and how things are going.
I beg your pardon?
Tell us about your new director and how things are going.
Oh, Mac Manning? Terrific. The man's a workaholic. He needs help. Let me tell you. He's redoing the entire website, and that will be open for everybody to see. I didn't bring it up because it really isn't complete yet, but there will be a totally new website. And what we're trying to do is make it for people easier to get with some of our programs. We've trained our office coordinators a little better. We've got them now taking better information so that we can disseminate it to the right programs. Because I have to admit, there have been cases where people have complained, hey, I came in, put my name in, and never heard from anybody. We're going to try to improve that. It's not easy, but we're getting there, and I can tell you, our programs are up and running. They're going very smoothly. Way to Go is very active. It's not as active as it was pre-COVID, and the reason being, a lot of passengers are leery of getting in a car, even though the driver has a mask on. I can understand that. So until COVID restrictions are totally released, we're just going to have to bear with it. Not much we can do about it.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thanks.
Thank you, Pat. At this point, we will recognize any Fairfield Glade residents that would like to share comments. Are there any comments from members of the board? This time, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second? Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to adjourn is passed. We stand adjourned.